another episode of the No ID podcast. I have writer, content creator. She is one fourth of the women Avengers of comedy. What is it? Women's. What do you guys call it?
LLC.
Ladies
LLC.
gonna
We're the LLC,
LLC.
Ladies of Comedy.
I
I'm a
had
quarter
the
of it.
you're a quarter of it. Yeah, we don't do math here. Uh, she's been going all around. Very busy lady here. Very busy content creator, actress. I don't know. She has so many slashes behind her name. The one and only Sherry Gill Dixon. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, better. Took 4 years for this, but we finally made it happen.
It has not been 4 years. Maybe two.
Okay, I'll say two. Two. Two.
Two.
So, so I met you doing what was it, second Saturdays at,
At Push.
yeah, I remember. And you were a killer. I was like, who is this fine sugar mama popping up on this? Who the hell is this? And she's like, oh, it's just so nice to work with you. I'm like, I'm kind of awkward around people, so I didn't know how to take it. And then I just saw you popping around on more on the scene. And then, like, I did a lot of research. You're an actress as well too, right? So how did
I
you get
am.
started
Yep.
into
So
the arts?
I was an actress way before stand up.
Okay.
Into the arts period.
Hmm.
So it was back in the early years of 1970. No, I'm just kidding. It was early though. So I did theater in high school. I'm a little older, so I loved it. But back in the 70s and 80s, it wasn't the career choice, that people had. You couldn't make money doing it really, or at least that's what your parents told you. So I took another route and went off and failed out of college twice. My parents were so proud. Um, and then when I guess it wasn't until my 40s I got back into acting. And I just was tired of sitting in a boardroom and said, you know what, I want to do something that I enjoy. So I had moved to Virginia Beach, and I just Googled acting classes and found Keith Flippin at the Actors Place and signed up and took a beginning Meisner class, and that's pretty much the start of it. That was in 2013.
Mm. So who was that
Yeah,
actress
so I've
that
done.
you? Oh, my bad. I cut you off.
Oh, go ahead.
Who
Go
was
ahead.
that
Is there a
actress?
delay
It is
for
a
you?
delay on your end. It's a big delay.
But
It's
I
okay.
hear you promptly. What were you going to ask me? Who's the actor? What?
Who's the actress or the actor, like that movie that was like, you know what, I want to give this a try.
Oh gosh. I don't really remember. It's been that long ago. Because you got to think. You mean in my 40s or when I
No,
was in
like
high school?
in general.
I mean, so my very first job I had at 16 years old was at the movie theater, the local movie theater. And I
Hmm.
think that's really where I fell in love with movies. And you got to remember back in the day, that's when you had the big reels and the tape. It would break, and then and the audience would be screaming, and you have to run up and splice it back together and then start it back up. That's when I worked at the movie theater, where there were no cash registers. We had a drawer with some money and tear tickets that you handed out to people. And we were able to, go and sit and watch every movie that we wanted to in between and on our days. And I just loved movies. So I think that's where I fell in love with movies, was my first job.
Okay, 'cause I thought, like, I was waiting to say like Meryl Streep or
Oh, I
Barbara
love
Streep.
Meryl Streep. Yeah,
Thank you.
all of them. But there's so many though, There's so many great. So I did have the opportunity, and I hate doing this because people are like, oh my God, now she's gonna name drop. No, but I had the opportunity to work on the set of Tammy. I was just background. I was a lesbian. They did offer me extra money to show my titties, and I said, no, I think I'm gonna pass. And so I didn't do that piece of it. But to be able to work with Melissa McCarthy and Kathy Bates was amazing to see them work. They are two of the most amazing, friendly, just humble individuals. And that was one of the very first really large sets that I was able to be on.
Yeah, okay. I haven't seen Tammy at all.
You're missing out. Well, they don't even show the titties, so I should have done it and just taken the money, but
It's
they cut it out.
2025. I'm pretty sure they would have had like some kind of site that had Sherry's titties on online. All right, you forgot who's on my podcast outside of your friends.
Well, here's the thing. That's one of the reasons why I didn't do it because my son was really young then. And
Hmm.
all I kept thinking was when he got older that his friends would be like, oh my God, look what I found. It's your mom's titties. And I was like, I'm going to have to pass on that. I'm going to keep them under wraps.
They pop up at the door. Hey, is your mom home today? Well, she said we're going. I'll
Jonathan,
come back.
Jonathan, where's your mom? Where's your mom? Listen, he gets so mad. He gets so mad when people hit on me. I started talking about it in my stand up actually because it's so funny.
I mean, you're attractive, attractive lady. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be surprised who didn't hit on you.
A lot of people don't hit on me. Kevin Spacey didn't hit on me.
You're
And I
too
was in
young.
House of
You
Cards.
okay? But
No,
you,
I'm not a
you
12-year-old boy.
yeah, yeah. Oh wow. I think that shit messed me up. I'm sorry because I watched American Beauty, and I hated that movie. I didn't understand it at all. But we don't need to get into that. I think some of my
Well, it's
favorite. Go ahead.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. No, you go
Hey, Sherry. Don't get your credit messed up messing with me. You keep talking to me in those voices, I'll be back in them DMs again. So, what do you got planned
ahead.
this weekend?
I was gonna say it was weird because I was on the set of House of Cards. I did season 1 and 2, and so I was a cabinet aide right behind Kevin Spacey. Literally, he was here and I was there, and he would pace and walk, and I was like, it's really odd. He didn't even really hit on me or talk to me or anything. And so I didn't get it until, years later when all that came out. And I was like, it's not me. I am attractive. It was, I'm not a boy. Got it. So,
No, I mean, I know like I have some favorite actors. Like Wesley Snipes is by far my favorite actor because he's the only person I know that did Tu Wong Fu and New Jack City in the same year. That just showed me he had like mad range, right? And Don Cheadle and Jeffrey Wright. If you want, Viola Davis is
yeah.
another one. Meryl Streep is
Oh, I love Don.
Jamie Lee Curtis for sure. She is setting the internet on fire right now with Freakier Friday. So I mean, I get it. I got a little range. Now, what made you transition into comedy? Like that's a you went from usually it's the other way around. It's like stand up to comedy. You went no, you went. Excuse me. You went usually it's stand up comedy to actor. You went actor to stand up comedy, still acting. What made you go into stand up?
It's weird because I always thought about doing stand up. I'm funny. And he'd go, And I, for real? And I think that I was just, being a stand up comedian, you are very vulnerable. It's very different from being behind the camera. When I'm doing a film, I have a whole script, I have hair, I have makeup. Like, there's the audience that sees the film is not in the room with me. I'm not getting that immediate feedback. Um, I can also hide from it. I am not going to see them in person when they're watching the movie, right? So when you're on stage doing stand up, I think I was just terrified not being funny, even though I really felt like I would be funny. So I think it just took all these years of experience for me to go, fuck it, I'm just going to do it. We can cuss on your podcast, right? Because I mean, you have met me. I was raised by a Marine. We're colorful. We drop F bombs, so
Okay.
we do.
So once again, if I say you can't cuss on my podcast, that'd be a contradiction. Being the fact that about 2 episodes ago, I had a young lady named Kylie Cash up here talking about being a dominatrix and dildos up men's butt. So if I say you can't cuss, what sense does that make to say that you can't cuss? See, that's how I know
What?
people that come on this
That
show or listen to the show.
I have not seen your podcast.
That's how I know people
I've
don't
seen a
watch it.
couple of episodes. Wow, I'm gonna have to go pull up some of your episodes.
And literally had a young lady talk
I
about
had no idea.
talk about dildos and butts. I had another one with the dominatrix had the hood on her head. This is the shit that pisses me off. And I'm sorry, I'm veering off. I do apologize. I would hit
That's okay.
somebody.
I'm squirrel.
Yeah, I appreciate you. If I hit you up, I know sometimes you don't listen to it. I get it. But I have people that hit me up like, man, I want to get on your podcast. I'm like, are you sure? Have you seen what I do? No, man, I don't know what you're talking about. I've had porn stars, Daisy Ducati, Sexual Savage, Nymph the Enchantress, uh, Kylie Cash. I got Misty Stone coming. I've had comedians, Buddy Lewis, Michael Collier, Diallo Riddle, Nori Davis, uh, uh,
Kels Morton.
Kels Morton, Sherry Gill Dixon. I had a lot of them up here. I'm like, are you sure? Oh man, I don't know, man. Like I had a guy hit me up. I'm getting this off my chest because he hit me up last night. I said, hey, bro, I've had porn stars and dominations up here. You sure you want to go up here and talk about a family business? Nah, man. Long ass fucking message. It's okay. That's my stepchildren in the background. We love the dogs. Sherry's boo boo right now. Every time I see her, I just buy her French fries and wine. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
Oh,
kidding.
I had no idea you have very colorful guests. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. Found my niche. So it's very
But
fun.
what is your niche? You just went from porn star to comedian. What's your niche? Just see, I like that because I don't know if you've seen my post. I've been talking about it for years, and I by my birthday, which is in a month, I'm gonna have a podcast episode out. I want to do my own podcast because I love to talk,
You should.
and everyone is always asking me, well, what's your topic? And I'm like, everything. And they're like, well, usually you have to have a lane. Okay, it's all the lanes. I just want all the lanes because listen, I am like 50 different women rolled up in one person. There's that comedian, gosh, I'm horrible with her name, but she's funny as shit. Um, and she did a little skit during the pandemic about, oh my God, who do you want? Who do you want? Like, what girlfriend do you want? And it was funny, she was holding a gun to the guy's head. It was a fake gun, but and she's like, which one do you want? Like, I can be any of them. That's me. Like, I'm so like different in so many areas. So that's why I'm like, my podcast is just gonna be, and I think the older I get, the more outspoken I am. And
Yeah.
I want to name it Sherry D unfiltered and out of fucks. But some of my friends who are producers and stuff are like, you got to think about the name because some people aren't going to want to have it on there because it says fucks. And I'm like, really? But it's such a great name, unfiltered and out of fucks. That is really me at this age. So
Oh
I might have
man.
to change the name, but I don't know.
It starts with the name. Like no idea is the greatest name I could ever come up with because I have no lane. I can talk to whoever I want to about whatever I want to, and I just keep it pushing. That's it. People don't like the name; they get confused. I don't care. I have had podcast networks turn me down just because of the name or because of the guest. I'm like, I'm not changing. So I'm very independent. My former mentor D Militant always told me you have to have more than one of the things. My current mentor, James Cooper, has always preached about having more than one of the things. And I'm like, all right, well, podcast comedy, I guess Eventually, maybe I start doing dances with you and the ladies of comedy. Maybe I'll be the long lost fifth member and crip walk in the parking lot like you, Sonya, Kales, and Vicky. The funny thing is, you look so lost in that parking lot. I was like, oh my god, poor Sherry.
Which one? Because we did two dances in two parking lots. One we had
Angus Black.
Angus Black was with us, yeah, and that was funny. And then the other one, I actually got in the line dance. See, here's the thing though,
Okay.
Vicky J, it, it, and maybe the other two, but mostly Vicky. She knows every dance there is, and it's just not fair. And so she'd be like, "Oh, come on, let's do that." And she starts moving. I'm like, "Bitch, I don't even. I am dyslexic and ADD. I don't even know what you just did." And so they have to slow it down for me to teach me the dance. So, but I got that one down. I did. I had that one down.
Mm, mm, mm.
But I have rhythm. I just, takes me a minute.
We we know you got rhythm. You used to bring a lot of rhythm to the mics when I used to perform with you. I'm like, Sherry's the only piece of salt in all this pepper, and I was like, oh wow. I knew you was cool when you came on. Like she's wearing all black. What's the purpose? What's the meaning behind all black? Is that your whole wardrobe? Was that a statement? Are you like emo or something? Like,
You know what's interesting? I have been wearing all black since my 20s. So that's over 30 years. I used to go out to the club with a girlfriend of mine, and her mom used to get so irritated because they were like this, conservative, white family. And I would come in the door and I have on the shortest skirt ever, and I would just be in all black, titties popping out, and she would just, wow, can you wear a color? And I was like, it is a color. It's black. So I don't know. I don't even know where it started. I was never goth or anything. I just think black is more slimming, and I've always had black hair. So I don't know. I just wear black. It's the color of my heart and my soul. That's what I like to
your
say.
heart ain't
Heart and
black.
soul.
Your heart is
Shit,
not
my
black.
heart
Your
is
heart
like
is.
fucking coal.
Well, I don't know your situation, but I'm gonna let you keep sipping wine. We're not even gonna tap into that. Don't tap into that. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna leave that alone. Was there a comedian that ever inspired you? Like, yo, I want to be something like that. That you ever?
Oh gosh, comedians. So I have to say the first comedian that I loved was Joan Rivers. And I have to say that because, yeah, that's how old I am. I used to sneak to stay up to watch her when she was filling in at The Tonight Show. And I just thought she was so funny. And you got to also remember, she's also the first woman to have her own late night talk show. So she, her and Mom's Mabley, they really paved that road. Yeah, yeah. See, I'm from back in that day. Yes. They paved the road for us women to be doing comedy. So I always have to mention them first. And then we'll get to the other people, the Richard Pryors and the Bernie Mac. I mean, I grew up watching those two. Um, and then of course the newer, age, Dave Chappelle. I'm a storyteller, so I relate to him really well because he's a storyteller. Um, and I just love the way his delivery and how he does it, and it's so like, it's just matter of fact, whatever. So, but it's funny. He's
Mm-hmm.
he's a genius. He is a genius.
See, like I came up with, and everybody laughs at me. Like I've seen Kings of Comedy, but I was like more into Blue Collar Comedy Tour, and yeah, and like Jerry Seinfeld is my goat, right? And people like
Yeah,
Jerry Seinfeld. I'm like, yes, like Jerry. I saw Jerry when he came to Norfolk, probably what, a year, 2 years ago.
yeah,
Absolutely loved him. He came with Mario Joyner, and I was like, this is fucking awesome. Like Jerry Seinfeld is my goat, right? I can watch any Jerry Seinfeld special. I can watch a bunch of Eddie Murphy. For a while, I was in Mom's Mabley, like whatever I could find, like her,
yep.
Rudy Ray Moore, when Dolomite. If you haven't seen My Name Is Dolomite, Eddie Murphy played him and had my favorite actor in there, Wesley Snipes. I'm like, you get the backstory of like how it started, right? And it's cool. It's really cool. And I actually got to open up one of my favorite comedians out there, like who was like on my goal list, DL Hughley, and I damn near peed myself trying to talk to that man. He was so humble. He was like, "Yo, stop treating me like that." I was like, "Oh, you got it, bro." Is there a
Oh, that would be
comedian that you
awesome. I
work
love
with?
him.
I love you too. You ever seen? Is there a comedian that you looked up to that you got a chance to work with, or you look forward to working with?
Oh
Like, yeah.
gosh. I haven't had a chance to work with any of them. I love to. I mean, I love like Jay Farrow and um, there are some comedians out there that I love Gary Owen.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's so funny, and I've watched stuff with him, and he'll say, he doesn't write material. He just talks. And I'm like, I think I do a lot of that because I know we've done several shows together, and I'm always like, oh my God, what am I gonna say? Um, and a lot of times and I know you're not really supposed to do that, but a lot of times my new jokes come from a paid show where I'm just going and I go, oh shit, I gotta write that down. I gotta remember that. Because if I just sit and go, okay, let me write something funny, I'll be sitting for like 2 hours going, I don't know, I got nothing. I can't force it, but when I'm just in conversation, that's when it comes out.
That's like the best time. That's the best time. Like some of my jokes come from crowd work.
Yeah.
So yeah, some of my jokes come from crowd work. I'm like, oh shit, let me make sure I got this recorded. But like you said, Gary Owen. Gary Owen is cool. I like Gary. His new special is actually pretty fire. Actually, it's on his YouTube channel. So
Yeah.
I get it. Now, are there any?
I
Cause
I
you
did get to see Miss Pat when she was at the Funny Bone,
really.
and yeah, yeah, because Kels was hosting, and
Hmm.
so of course the LOC we went up to support, and she was just hilarious,
Mm.
hilarious.
You ever seen Thea Vidal?
Not live. Mm-mm.
But you know who she is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Takara Williams.
Oh yes, yes. I love her. I love her. Her
Hmm.
stories are so perfect and relatable. Like I sit there and go, yes, oh my God. Like when she talks about, her dating and being on the profile and her son going on there, I just love her. I saw her when she was at the Funny Bone too.
I didn't see her at the Funny Bone. I actually, I actually kind of messed that one up with me and her. I ain't gonna lie to you, messed that one up bad.
What'd you mess up? What?
I was shooting my shot. I was like, fuck it. I was like, because I had saw her. I think it was it was Comedy Central, and I saw her on Southside, and I was like, oh, and she's so beautiful, and I was like, I'm single. I've been single for a while. I was like, I got a little confidence because the comedy game brings you attention. It brings you some attention. It brings a lot of attention. You just gotta be warned, And it went to my head, and I was like, "Oh shoot!" And we was talking and stuff in the DMs, and then I think like somewhere we dropped the ball, and then I was like, "Oh, I have a podcast. You want to be on my podcast? Then you trying to shoot your shot at me?" I was like, "Oh, my bad." So I haven't
Aw.
done it then. Like I congratulated when she got married. I think she divorced now in a relationship with another relationship. But I was like, oh yeah, I was like, oh yeah. I'd be like trying to like every post. Like one time it was her birthday. I had shared it was like congratulations, happy birthday, blah blah blah. And she was like, thank you. I was like, yeah, that one fucked up. Yeah, I fucked that one up. Fucked that one up. I could have been gone by now. Could have been a house husband. Cause you know what I'm saying? You
Oh.
get the attention yourself. You get it. Like you be up there performing and people like, man, she's so fucking funny. And then you get some people that come up there like, yo, so how you doing?
Yeah, right? Can I take a picture with you? Why?
Has there been any challenges of being a woman in comedy? Because you guys have a pack that I actually respect, right? You guys have writing sessions. Y'all pull up to each other's shows. Y'all got videos with each other, and I respect that. I told Kels that like female Avengers, ladies of comedy, whatever you guys call yourself. I call y'all a lot of the Avengers of women assemble, and you guys running a pack, and y'all look out for each other. Like, has there been any challenges as a woman comedian? coming up in this era?
Of course. I mean, look at the flyers that are out there. That's all you gotta do is look at the flyers. I mean, how many women do you see on a flyer versus men? It's usually 5 to 1, you know, 3 to 1. So it's like we're kind of sprinkled in still. And here's the thing, it's not just like that in the comedy world, it's like that in the whole world. I mean, I'm an executive by day, and it's still a struggle to get a seat at the table for a woman, or for you to be heard. So it's nothing out of the ordinary that I haven't dealt with outside of comedy, but you do see it. And then women, there's the history of women, um, fighting each other, right? Not
Hmm.
getting along, and really, one woman trying to, put the other woman down. And that still does happen. And that's because of the world we live in. There is typically only one seat at the table. There's one picture on that flyer. There's one female, and we're all trying to get that spot. And so me, Vicky J, and Kells and Sonia, we click together, and we've had lots of conversations and drinking wine and eating, pizza and whatever, about this, and we've kind of, made that pact that we want to support each other, and we want to, not continue that history of women fighting other women to get a seat at the table. We want to, either push other people out of the table or slide them down and make some more seats. And so that's just what we do, and we support each other and go out. We'll go to each other's shows if we can, or if we're in town, if we don't have a show ourselves. And we text all the time. And listen, I'll wake up and there'll be a brrr, or I'll be in meetings all day and there'll be like 100 texts, and just like I do with you, I say I can't read all those. I'm
I'm
okay,
dyslexic and
right? I,
ADHD.
like I just can't. I can't. There's a lot going on here. I don't know what it says, but hi, that's it. You know. So, but I love those ladies. Like we are so tight. It's a great example for how I think all women should be.
It is. I feel like in comedy, everybody feels like they have to be an alpha, but really they're betas. Everybody wants to be. I use a lot of metaphors. Everybody's in a small pond trying to be a big shark, and not realizing like it's multiple stages, it's multiple microphones, it's multiple venues you can perform at, but everybody wants that, like it's like an ego thing, right? And you got clout watchers, you got people that, okay, we dehydrated or something.
I like fluids.
Okay, all
Oh,
right.
that sounds horrible.
That sure did. I didn't, what I'm saying, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna get canceled before I get started. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God, what were you saying? Big sharks and what?
In a small pond, and they don't realize it. You know what I'm saying? Like some people actually like literally not follow you, but will watch your page 24/7. Some people actually follow you and unfollow you back. Like I think on my YouTube, I was at like I was. It keeps going up, and I'll get somebody subscribe and then they unsubscribe, or they subscribe and then they unsubscribe. But my views is going crazy sometimes, so it's one of those things. And I would like to see. I mean, I know it's a lot. Like I did a show last night, um, with Stephanie. I can't, not Stephanie, Samantha. I can't pronounce her last name. It was a lot of women on this show, including guest spots, and I was so happy to see that because here you don't really see it. If you see one, that's it, right? It's rare
Yeah,
when you get one or two, or it's rare when you get like everybody's on the show is a woman, the host is a woman, the booker, the producer, whoever is a woman. It's rare to see that, and I would love to see more of that. So I have a genuine. I told Kels this, and I told Sonya this. I haven't talked to Vicky J because I don't have a contact with Vicky J, but I respect everything that the LOC is doing, right? I like the camaraderie that you guys have, right? You run in the pack, You don't let one fall behind. If one person gets something, like I noticed that Kale's got Canvas Rebel, she gives it to the other one. And I'm like, that's what it's supposed to be about, right? Instead of, man, I got it. I don't want nobody else know that I got it. Oh, how did you get that? Why did you get that? How do I? I'm like, no, like it's not that, right? But I think it's more of a pride and ego thing. Like we don't put pride to the side, and we got too much ego to sit up there and say, you know what? Let me just sit back and just chill, figure this out, come in with some common sense and some integrity behind it, and keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? But once again, I do shout you guys out. Now I'm getting serious because my third eye is waking up. So, so I wish I could see more of that, not just on the women's side, but on the comedian side, or male as well too. But
Yeah.
it is what it
I
is.
think it's also one of those things where I know for us, especially for me, I always say, I am a firm believer in what is meant for me is for me,
Hmm.
and no one can take that away from me. So I don't, I don't worry about what shows other people are getting, or what I didn't get, if I didn't get selected or I didn't win or whatever. I All I care about is how I think I did. I'm gonna watch it back. I'm gonna watch it back 100 times. I'm gonna critique it. I'm gonna be like, ooh, I didn't like that and like this. I don't compare myself to the others. Plus, everyone is so different. You can't compare yourself to somebody else. What I do on stage is what I do. It's my style. I don't want to be anybody else. I don't want to emulate somebody else. I want to be me. That's why my Instagram name it was purposeful. Just me. I just want to be just me. I don't want to be somebody else.
Look how passion you got. Every time you said just me, your left eyebrow rolls up. Just me. Just
It's
me.
because the other side is paralyzed, kind of.
Still look good as we drink out this thick ass Yeti cup.
It's water.
We just
I
came
had
from a
my
walk.
I had my water and my wine.
We just came from a nice nature walk on Mount Trashmore. What do you got, man? I'm gonna get some Gatorade, get my electrolytes. Not Sherry.
First I got wine, then I got water. Wait, no, no, I'm sorry. And then I got ginger ale, and then I got what? I got a lot of liquids going on this desk. I don't know what's happening.
Oh man,
So
it was a joke in there, but I'm gonna keep it to myself. You know what I'm
I know,
saying?
right?
Yeah,
So many
yeah.
jokes.
There's so many jokes. I tend to make a lot of women thirsty around here. They be like, "Oh man, the receding hairline, the going to the gym all the time, it's just turning me on." You know what I mean? Oh man. So what is that? Before we go
um,
off, right? What is that thing that keeps you motivated and keep going?
um, I think it's a lot of people say, "Oh, well, what motivates you? My kids or my family?" No, no, no. That's all PC bullshit. No, my kid. Listen, he better figure it out because I'm gonna die at some point. That's what I tell him all the time, and then he gets mad. Stop saying that. I'm like, well, it's true. Um, what motivates me is just something within me to always want to be better and to succeed and to make the world a better fucking place than it is. That's how my this schooling came about. I never wanted to go back to school. Matter of fact, I I barely graduated high school. Okay, my mother taught at my high school. And when I graduated, she was so fucking happy. She was like, "Oh my God, thank God." I thought she was going to end up in prison or, pregnant in a trailer park because back then they didn't know what dyslexia was. I'm dyslexic. So she just thought I was lazy and wasn't studying, and I was. So, I just barely got out of high school. I failed out of college twice. Um, and I just kept going, and it was more so for my doctorate that I'm getting now. That's when all the George Floyd stuff was happening, and there's all this. I work in transit, so I see a lot of racism that still exists. The low income population, the people who are dependent on transit. See, now we're gonna get serious, and it's way off on comedy, but that's my world of seeing how much inequity and inequality and racism still exists in the world today. And um, somebody has to be the voice of that. So that's what I do. That's what motivates me is to you know make it a better place. And through comedy, I think you do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had a woman at a show I did last month at Push say that her and her husband at the end of the show, she was a little intoxicated. I'll just tell you that by the end. But she was like, "Oh my God!" She said, "I just want to tell you, we never come out. We have kids. We stay home. I didn't even want to come out tonight. We came out because one of our friends was, he's a new comedian. He was doing a guest spot, and she said, I just have to tell you, everything you said. One, it made her feel like she wasn't by herself, and two, it made her night. It made everything worthwhile. So she came out, she had a great time, she wasn't stressed, she wasn't dealing with all those kids. That's what I love about it, because I think when you can make someone laugh, you take away all that pain and that stress, whatever they're going through in life, you take that away for just a minute. That's what I
That's
love about it.
yeah, I respect that. I like the fact that you look into a crowd and no matter nobody's race, religion, background, what they got going on, they just here to laugh. And the fact that you got people laughing at Push, no, Push is pretty easy. Uh, Cause that once that little rich wine and them liquid deaths get to popping with the little bratwurst, you're Gucci. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's a good crowd. I have the best time every time I do a show at Push.
Mhm.
I do. Last night at the venue, oh my gosh, it was fire the whole night. It was just, it was the crowd was great, and I love it when a crowd is there to have a good time and to laugh. It's the worst thing when you're doing a show and the person is sitting there and they don't want to laugh. And I'm like, why did you even come?
What was
Like,
the
why are you even
purpose?
here?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like what was your purpose?
just yeah.
You just came out to
So
shit on everybody else. Fuck out of here.
yeah.
Yeah, you get those people that come over there and they looking in, they making eye contact with you. You know, I love that crowd work. So they be like, I'm like, hey, how you doing today? What's your name? I'm not in for the games. I'm like, oh, okay, you got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did crowd work one time. The dude was like, my name's Bang Bang. I was like, yep, you have a great day, good sir. I'm not going to sit up there and go back out and forth with you and try and figure out your name. I started walking to my car after the show. He's like, man, I was just playing. I was like, you said you supposed to go back and forth with me. I said, not with the name Bang Bang. I'm okay. I got to
Mm-mm.
get home to my mama.
Right?
But if the people want to get in contact with you or follow you or see your journey or, just reach out, how can they do that?
So on Instagram and TikTok, and I don't really TikTok a lot yet. I guess I should, but it's the same. So it's just me, JUSME underscore SGD. That's a G, SG, not T, SGD. Sherry Gill Dixon. So just
Yeah.
me underscore SGD. And then on Facebook, it's for us older generation who still use Facebook. I heard it's for us old people. It's Sherry Gill Dixon, SHERI, one R and an I, Gill Dixon. Got to throw my dad's name in there. That's Gill is my father's is my maiden name. So
So, yeah, my father's name is Jerome Davis, but I go by Rome, but Jerome Davis, so I'm named right after him. And if you guys want to get in contact with me, like, share, comment, subscribe. I went live on my Facebook and my YouTube. Facebook is Jerome Davis. YouTube is at Comedian Rome Davis. You can get on all the other things, Comedian Rome. That's TikTok and IG and Twitter. And No ID Podcast on Facebook as well as Facebook and Instagram. I'm sorry, I'm having brain farts. Maybe I need some wine and a ginger ale and a
some water.
48 liter Yeti cup. Uh, I probably guess crushed cube ice mixture. That cup probably been with you since 9 o'clock this morning because I know how a Yeti works.
It was more like 7:30, but we can say 9.
All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. Thank you so much, Sherry.
Thank you for having me.